This is man. It's another beautiful Monday here. We're live here in the Omega Live studios. Today, you know, how we do every Monday, we bring the action, what is transpired over the weekend. And we also look ahead for the fixtures ahead in the coming weeks. But of course, after the Ballon d'Or, you know, we're here to discuss about the Ballon d'Or, who deserved it, who didn't deserve it, did Lionel Messi deserved it, did Lewandowski deserve it, or did Cristiano Ronaldo, or Jorginho, or Kante, or any of these candidates, did they actually deserve to win the Ballon d'Or as well? Also today we'll be looking at the Ghana Premier League after match day 5. We'll be looking at who's topping the league, and a lot of results coming from different centres in Ghana. The Premier League is becoming gradually exciting, and tonight we'll be looking into those particular fixtures as well. And of course, also we can't talk about football without looking at the Premiership and looking at the leagues around the world. A lot of changes so far in the Premiership. Managers being sacked, new managers coming in. Michael Carrick off now. Rack coming in now, the German tactician. So we'll be looking at all these important discussions for today. That I promise you, of course, we bring you the best of sports right here on Omega Live TV. We're also in partnership with our sister station in Ghana, Max TV, where currently, you know, over the weekend, Jan Pofanka, head of beach soccer sports in Ghana, he was all the way in the Volta region where they had one of the biggest beach soccer tourneys in the Volta region. And so we're looking at that particular tournament as well. But anyway, my name is Passionate Man, and very soon I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, I'll introduce my guest to you, a wonderful man that I'll be talking to today with. And we'll be right back, Omega Live Sports. Okay, welcome back in the studios here, Omega Live Sports Studios right here. Tonight I've got a wonderful guest, and I'll be introducing my guest, Michele. It's been a pleasure having you in the show today.
Thank you for hosting me here today.
Okay, all right. Now let's just kick off now. We had one of the most, you know, some say it's a strange results or an informed team, West Ham, over the weekend. They kind of, you know, they don't surprise many, but also they're playing some amazing football now, and they beat Chelsea of all teams. A team that's looking very, very strong so far in the season. They beat them 3-2. I know you watched the game as well, yeah. And you saw the results. Some are complaining it was Mendy's fault, but did you think that West Ham was in the game overall again?
Well, I think West Ham was actually on the day a good team. It's all to do with confidence.
Of course.
I think they are on a very good, confident level. The manager they have now has been able to balance the team throughout, from the defense all the way to the attack. The attacking force alone, which you already know about how good their strikers have been this year, are being very, 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 to our surprise, and very, very effective for West Ham this time around. It's no surprise they were able to beat Chelsea. Yes, there were a bit of mistakes, but that's all part of football. It's all part of football, and yeah, I think West Ham did indeed deserve to win.
But I mean, we watched the game, and you know, you could tell the sheer desire from the Hammers, you know, and they never stopped running. You know, they kept running all throughout the 90 minutes. Even when they were go down, they just kept going and kept going and kept going. But some have also argued that, you know, perhaps a West Ham without Mikel Antonio might struggle. What do you think about that argument that people, you know, beginning to, you know, raise for West Ham?
Well, he's he's been a very good player this season. You cannot really discredit that, but I believe his current form, is doing a lot good for the team. Obviously, they will miss him. If he's not on the team, they will miss him. But it's all about how the team plays together, how they gel together. And West Ham has a very good balance, as I said. They work together, they back each other off, the way they play from the defence as well. They've got a very good midfield, attacking midfield. And I don't think they will actually lose a lot.
Now, you know, the most important part of the Premiership has always been in the second round. You know, where the games will come thick and fast. Of course, you're going to see people that started the race gradually beginning to fall off, and the big boys start showing up. Now, what would be the story? Because we've seen teams, you know, start the league very well, very strong, you know, and we don't really see them end up well. Maybe with the exception of Leicester and a few, one or two that, you know, surprisingly started well and, you know, went all the way to, you know, do something good. Let me ask you, what do you think about West Ham this season? Will they be able to stand the test of time in the second round?
Well, they are in the Europa League, and as you know, as we keep going on, that league is going to get a bit tougher. When you have the Champions League teams dropping down to the Europa League, they will start giving them tougher opponents. They are a formidable team this year, with a great manager, very, very experienced manager. He knows the ins and outs back in his days with Everton, and I don't think he's going to be panicking, but they definitely need a few players to come on board during the next
to beef up the team.
To beef up the team, definitely, yeah.
But you see, the biggest point here, talking point here, is always been, you know, the transition, you know, between a team becoming glorious and an informed team. So far, so good in the season. West Ham are doing really well. You know, they've caught many by surprise and they seem to be doing well. But would they be able to stand the likes of the Chelseas? Would they be able to, in the second round, I mean? Now we're seeing them doing so well. Would they be able to stand the likes of the Manchester United, the Manchester Cities? You know, would they be able to get the results they get in this first round, regardless of how many players they bring up? Because these teams have got character.
Sure. I mean, a team like West Ham, obviously, are not in the same race with Chelsea. Chelsea will be going for the league. They will also be going for the Champions League as well. I mean, if you take, for example, the bench Chelsea possess at the moment, players coming off the bench to change games, they've got very, very good and quality players on the bench. Whereas, as I said, West Ham, I'm not discrediting their efforts. I'm not saying they cannot make it, but they need a bit more. They still will need to go back into the transfer, get some backup players to come in, because obviously there'll be injuries. You don't expect players to be in the same form throughout. The Premier League itself is a very tough league, as we all know.
Very exciting.
And it gets much more exciting on the second phase. And as you can see from the league now, it's starting to take shape.
Gradually.
And you can tell that there's three teams.
From the bottom and then top
and
teams.
then the top exactly. So so you can actually tell which teams are going for the league now, which I believe is the top three at the moment: Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City. West Ham will do very well if they can keep themselves back into the Europa League, but they have a very massive challenge, because I think Arsenal are also looking to get back into some sort of European Championship League. Exactly.
But another team, you know, well, checking from the points now, West Ham got 27 points out of 15 matches, and they are in the top four. Should the league end now, I guarantee you they are in the top four. They're going for Champions League. That's how exciting the English Premiership becomes. And games like this, you know, it kind of also restores faith in the Premiership, why we watch the Premiership and why it's always a talking point around the world and why everyone else is talking about the Premiership, you know. Now, let's look at Manchester United. You know, I'm just checking the points now, and after 15 matches, you know, they haven't done that bad. They've got 24 points, you know, and a new manager coming in, Ragnick, the man that has been touted as a high-pressing football manager. He trained the likes of the Jurgen Klopps and the Nagelsmann and all these German, new bunch of German managers that are making waves around Europe. He has been the man behind them now. Let me ask you, so far, his match day one, you know, he's just had his first goal, his first win. Would he transform Manchester United? We had Louis van Gaal. We had Jose Mourinho. These were all champions. These were all winners. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You know, we had David Moyes.
Yeah.
You know, who came from Everton after 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so we've had some managers there.
Of course.
You know.
I mean, there's always that positive effect of having a new manager, and as usual, when a new manager comes to a team, somehow it motivates the players. The players then start to, you know, obviously show what they've got, because they then get the chance to exhibit their skill, to, you know, take the positions that they want to. So that effect, definitely we will see that. So you see Man U winning a few games from the start. The issue here is he going to be able to blend the team? Is he going to be able to bring the Van der Beek into the game, players that have been on the bench for so long, whom I believe are very, very good and skillful players.
They should be starting.
And they should be starting, yeah. You know, the likes of Fred being in the team, personally, is not a player I think Man U can win the league with.
But Fred was off the team at some point, and Man United were losing. Soon as he come back, United is stable. So perhaps he's an unsung hero. Yeah,
there is a bit of a debate, but see, he's good for what he is, as in what he does. But for a team like Man U, they need someone a bit more creative, not just the destructive level, because he's good at stopping the play, but the transition, you know, picking up those passes.
And N'Golo Kante, quote unquote,
exactly, Kante. That's where Man U are lacking, and obviously he is a good player, but I'm just questioning whether is he good enough for a team like Man U, for them to go ahead and win a league or come back to be as great as they used to be.
Now, I mean, that also raises the point, you know, one of the things about managers is when they come in, especially with the German managers, they've always had a good work ethics. You know, you look at Jurgen Klopp, his team keeps running, you know, 24/7, 90 minutes throughout the game, they just keep running. You look at Thomas Tuchel, you know, coming to Chelsea, the whole team is running.
Yeah.
It makes people start asking questions. With Paul Pogba, when he's behind the ball, great, world-class, fantastic player.
Yeah.
How is Pogba going to fare under a German manager who always want his German machine oiled? You know, what do you think? Would he, you know, develop?
Yeah. It's all going to depend on what sort of formation he's going to bring in. Every manager have their own expertise on certain formation. Obviously, he's going to look at the players he's got in his, you know, his management now, and work around how best he can get Pogba to be at his utmost best. He's got a big challenge ahead of him, to be honest. I mean, a lot of managers have come. I mean, Joseph been in, as you said, and they couldn't really get him firing. Cristiano Ronaldo will always score you goals.
Definitely.
And sometimes I look at him. He's one of the greatest players of all time.
If not the greatest.
If not the greatest. And personally, I always say I think he's the greatest because of how he adapts with different teams.
Still debatable though.
Very, very debatable. I know where you're trying to go, but yeah. And what I think is he will definitely score you a goal. But as a team player, is he able to pull the team to win a league or win a Champions League or get back to their highs? But I doubt that. I think what's going to happen is Ronaldo is going to be self-promoting himself. He's going to score his goals, but the team will still leak goals, and that's where the issue is.
That's where the issue is. Anyway, this is Mega Sports right here on Omega Live TV. I'm talking to my brother here, Michele. He's saying that Ronaldo is going to score the goals, but you know, United is still going to leak goals. So you have to seal your back. You have to also get the goals in going forward. But then, talking about, you know, we spoke about Manchester United. You know, we've spoken about. You know, West Ham, another team that most people are not crediting is Manchester City. They're on top of the league now. They are the league leaders now. And don't forget, you know, they were the league champions and they are the league leaders now. Yeah. And it's almost like a dark horse race for them now. Yeah. But they seem to be getting it right under Pep Guardiola. Yeah. So far, so good. Now, Sterling, you know, and Bernardo Silva, the boys are beginning to gradually, you know, turn up the heat now. Yeah. Where do you think that Manchester City, end of the season, do you see them going for the Premiership? Will they win it again?
There is a chance. I mean, to be honest, as I said, the three teams are the top teams I think are going for the league. At this point, one would say Liverpool edges it a little bit with the kind of form Mohamed Salah is in, Mane, and it's just the way the whole team has literally come back together again, and they're really moving with a lot of energy. One would say, yeah, Liverpool, if we obviously want to pick one now, we will. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to go. Pep Guardiola is a very experienced manager. I believe sometimes you could be too good for your own good, because the level where they've set themselves up to is very high, and to get back to that same level, that's where the issue is now. But yes, of course, they are a team obviously capable of winning this league. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, talking about a league, City being a team capable of winning the league. Let's look at the Premiership, the table now, and of course, Manchester City after 15 matches are leading with 35 points. Liverpool, second position with also 34 points. Chelsea, a team that many have started they're going to win the league. They are on the third position with 33 points. And West Ham, yes, go Hammers, pride of East London, also with 27 points after 15 matches. Tottenham haven't done bad so far, still a game in hand. We'll be playing Wolves. Don't forget that. They also got 25 points. Manchester United, upon all the struggles, Manchester United on the sixth position, not far away from the top four, with 24 points. Also, Arsenal, the Gunners are also with 23 points after 14 matches played. Wolves, 15 matches with 21 points. Brighton, also with 20 points. Aston Villa with 19 points. Leicester, Brentford, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton, Everton, and Watford, Burnley, Newcastle also follow suit as well. This is the Premier League. This is the table, and this is how the teams are faring now. Finally, on the Premiership, let's touch a bit on Newcastle. Yeah. Last weekend, Newcastle had their only win of the league so far. They beat Burnley 1-0. And courtesy of a Wilson goal. And in the 40th minute, Wilson, claims the first winning points, for Newcastle. Yeah. Let's look at January now. What is Newcastle looking at in January? Because obviously, the Villanelles are in now. Yeah. Do you think they will bounce back from the bottom three into the mid-table thereabout?
Well, with the current team they've got now and the set of players they have, they definitely have no other choice but to get back into the transfer. They've got the financial backing.
Big.
I mean, these guys are billionaires.
Huge. And
they're looking to... You could literally sense that they will definitely go in for quite, solid, good players to keep them in the Premier League, because that's what they're fighting for now, to stay in the Premier League, and then have a transition, which I think might take
two or three seasons.
Three seasons, yeah,
to get them into the top four.
To get them to the top four. Similar situation Man City was in back in the
Years ago.
Years ago, yeah.
Okay. Before we go on, before we talk about the next thing, let's go back into a quick break, and then when we come back, what we'll be discussing about is we'll be talking about Lionel Messi. Seventh Ballon d'Or. Does he deserve it? It's become argument, among football fans. It's split opinions among football supporters all over the world, and an interesting speech Messi gave himself. When he won his seventh Ballon d'Or. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Mega Sports. All right, welcome back. This is where the action is. This is Mega Sports right here. Quick break, and we're back. Now, Michele, let's talk about the seventh Ballon d'Or for Lionel Messi. This is, split opinions, and I don't know what you think. Did you think Lionel Messi deserved it? Personally, I thought, Lewandowski had a big chance, and Messi himself said that he thought that the Ballon d'Or was going to go to Lewandowski, the Polish striker. Now, what do you think about his seventh,
I do agree with you. I was actually shocked Messi winning it. With all due respect, he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen, and tremendous abilities. But I do think, Lewandowski got robbed a bit.
In a bit.
Yeah. I mean, with statistically, he was much better. He was literally scoring goals for fun. This guy, he was just one of the players that everyone wants to watch. At one point, I was doing this European fantasy, and I was literally on the top because of him.
Yeah.
I don't know what FIFA actually, or what the base, obviously, journalists who know their game and all that, but I think it was a bit biased.
But a little education for everyone that's watching us as well. The Ballon d'Or, was conceived in 1956. And up until 2006, it was always voted just by journalists alone. And 2007, it opened up to captains as well, captains and coaches of national teams, also getting involved in the voting process. And then it finally opened up to other internationals around the world, who were deemed as superstars or had done well in the season before or within the calendar year, and was well deserved for that title. And so we know we have Messi winning 7 times and Cristiano Ronaldo also winning 5 times. But the biggest argument that most people say that perhaps because Messi won the Copa America, but Mbappe also won the World Cup, and he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. Lewandowski, if that's the argument, can we say Lewandowski, like you're saying, was he robbed? But was Cristiano Ronaldo in the picture? Do you think Ronaldo deserved a shot this year, or you thought, nah?
Yeah, I personally thought it was actually between Ronaldo and Lewandowski. If you look again statistically, I think Ronaldo he's also been scoring loads of goals, moved from one team to the other, and still kept on with the same sort of like goal rate ratio. As I said, the voting process is such that whoever likes Messi will always vote for Messi. And as I said, the camp is split in two. It's either you like Messi or you like Ronaldo. Exactly. And when it comes to that sort of context, Lewandowski then gets a bit excluded a bit.
It brings the question: do you think the pattern of voting, for example, in how we're voting the Ballon d'Ors, is it gradually killing football? Are we killing the next talent? What do you think? You know, when you look at the pattern, because among these two guys, you know, they've won the Ballon d'Ors between them two 12 times.
Yeah.
You know, that's ridiculous. 12 times, 7 here, 5 there.
Yeah.
So are we killing football? Are we?
No, to be honest, these two are tremendous players. I mean, who else is better than Ronaldo or Messi at the moment?
Neymar,
Really? Neymar?
Mbappe.
He's getting there, but I don't think he's at that level yet. You know what I mean? They will definitely have their chances. Mbappe is a young, you know, brilliant footballer. There's a lot of years ahead of him, and if he takes his chances well and progress, you know, in a good standard, I could see him also winning 5 or 6, perhaps 7 times. But yeah, currently with those two players still playing football and still in the major leagues in good teams, yes, I think they're always going to be favourable. However, I think Messi's chances was much more, I would say, broadened because the move,
of course, to Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And most of these journalists, we do know,
you know, seem to side with.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of talking point about the Latin voting. You know, it's always been a Latin voting, and football is becoming more political than we could ever imagine. You know,
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? Football is supposed to solve politics.
Yeah.
But honestly, football has become more political than we could ever imagine. Now we're looking at the teams like all these Latin players are voting for Latin.
It's a bit like the Eurovision.
Exactly. If you want the
Eurovision, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
you know. So
Britain could go in with the best singers and
believe you me,
and you get Romania winning.
Exactly.
It's always been that way.
Exciting times anyway. But then we'll go for our final break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the Black Stars.
Okay.
You know, our journey to Qatar 2022.
Yeah.
I want to find out from you if you think this current Black Stars could replicate the form of the old Black Stars in 2006 when we went to Germany for the first time in the World Cup, and when the world also finally saw us in 2010 in Africa, in South Africa 2010. We were talking about
brilliant
exactly exciting movement. Can we replicate that form when we come back right from the break? Sure. So viewers, we'll go for our final break, and when we come back, we're talking about the Black Stars, and also we'll be looking at the table of the Ghana Premier League very briefly. We'll be right back. Mega Sports. Welcome back. We cannot talk about sports, we cannot talk about football and not talk about the World Cup. An exciting one. We are hoping, if you look at the stadia in Qatar, it's going to be an exciting one. And this is the first time we're going to have a World Cup in the winter. And it's, you know, we don't know. We've always seen a World Cup in summer, you know, June, July is where we've always watched the tournament. But next year is going to be different. We'll be having a World Cup in Qatar, and because of the heat wave in Qatar, it has to be played in the winter. And most of the leagues around the world will also adjust their calendar. Premiership for the first time will be going on a break just to accommodate the World Cup in Qatar 2022. David Beckham, as officially, as you know, is a major ambassador for Qatar 2022 and beyond to also help expose Qatar football to the world. But Ghana's own Black Stars, made the World Cup 3 times. First time in Brazil, first time in Germany where we went 2006. We had the likes of the Michael Essien and Samuel Sekufors and led by Stephen Captain Tornado Apia, the former Juventus and Fenerbahce and Brescia and Parma. He played all these clubs and exciting player. And in 2006 we looked very, very quite strong team. And we kept on that same form for 4 years later, where we went to South Africa on our own continent, and we almost took Africa through to the next phase of the competition. And now we just want to discuss about the team now. Do we have the chance to be able to replicate that form of 2006 or 2010? Will the Black Stars do Africa proud again? Or will Ghana at least be able to replicate that? What do you see the future of the team?
I mean, I'm a proud supporter of the Black Star. I know wherever they go, you always want to, be behind them with a positive motivation. However, let's be honest here. Passionate, the team is just purely not good enough.
So literally you're saying the team is shy?
It's below what we used to have. Let's be honest. I mean, you've mentioned players from what we say from other World Cup teams that we played, and compare them to what we have now. Definitely a bit below standards. I mean, when you have a player where you have Suleiman Tari, you have your Ajiman Bedu, and I mean, come on,
the
Asians and
the Stephen appears.
It's a tremendous force. I mean, at that stage they were all in this high, leagues in Europe,
and they were playing good.
They were all in good shape, good form. We do have players. The issue now is how is Ghana going to motivate all these players playing outside? Try to get them back into playing for Ghana. I mean, the GFA has a big issue now. They need to somehow motivate these players. I know some have a bit of issues, historic issues.
Historically, yeah,
and
exactly.
we don't want to bring that out here.
But
at one point, you draw the line.
But do we necessarily need to bring the players in Europe to be able to
if you want I'm not no disrespect to the local players, but if you have your best players playing abroad, this is the time you need them back home to play and represent their nation.
So what happens to the local players then?
It's a blend, because the local players could actually get better if they get exposed to these major leagues. The reason why they're not there yet is our league is not up to that standard.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that we don't have very talented players. We do, but you get better when you play in a better league, because you learn from the best. That's what it is, isn't it? Okay.
All right. Let's talk a bit about the new manager and our road to Qatar. And we've got some exciting games coming ahead.
Of course,
And I'm sure as a Ghanaian, as a proud African as well, we get a bit worried. Would Ghana make it? What our countries are. So far, we do know for sure Ivory Coast is not in contention, because they were knocked off by Cameroon,
of course,
and so they are not in contention. So a World Cup 2022, no matter wherever it is, we're not gonna see a Cote d'Ivoire team in there.
Yeah.
So it tells you talent alone is not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah.
Now, this current team, discipline. You look at the team and you look at the discipline. You think, are they disciplined enough to put the team there?
Well, I think so. They do have. You do then have elements that will actually speak out among the team. You've got. I mean, the day you.
Yeah.
Being a senior player and has been in the Black Star for a long time,
since
will show his presence in the team. Most of the boys are new, so they need that little pull to make them believe in themselves and make them aware of how the Black Star how far the Black Star can go. But I believe we still just need that little touch. We need certain players back in. Salifu from Southampton, we need him back in there. We know, this is what I'm saying. The GFA has a lot to do now, like getting the scouts out there, getting to speak to these boys, try to resolve issues and bring them back in. A mixture of these players and the local players is what keeps the balance.
But the boys don't want to come back. I mean, we've seen loads of players that have been, scouted by the GFA. They've been spoken to. Yeah. Tariq, the boy in what's his name in Brighton. The right back. He doesn't want. He said plainly, he doesn't want to play for the Black Stars. Yeah. And the list goes on and on and on. And we had Adam Karasi. At some point, he was so eager. Yeah. Exciting young goalkeeper, wanted to be in for the Black Stars. He went away and never came back.
There is some sort of perception, isn't it? When you talk about Black Star, the first thing that comes in mind is the structures within the GFA and how it's being managed. That's where the stigma is. Yes. And what we need to do is get rid of that stigma. Start putting in some positive perception in there and get people to start believing that playing for their own motherland is actually still a goal. In England, they take a privilege being called to play for England.
Free lives,
and
exactly.
There are players that will literally do whatever it takes
or die for it
in the team. Whilst you have Ghana, where players will do whatever it takes to stay away, which is not really the best. So it says a lot. It's all about the top. What's happening?
Perhaps
there.
Perhaps the money for the Black Stars isn't enough.
Too much money.
Perhaps we're not paying them enough. Or perhaps Ghanaians think we are overpaying them, and they're not winning
Surely
nothing.
Not.
We're overpaying them, and they're not winning nothing. And we keep going on and on and on. And every year they give us a strong budget, and we keep paying.
Yeah. But who are you paying?
You're paying the players.
Does it cascade all the way down to the players?
Well,
are the players really getting what they deserve? That's all the questions you have to put in. If you don't get answers for this, then that explains why players don't want to come.
So why are the players not speaking out then?
There's issues, of course. If you got local players, some may just sit down and be happy with whatever they're getting. And when you got major players who are actually playing the best leagues and obviously being paid well, they wouldn't really risk at this prime time of their football to come and play for the Black Star, where they know they're getting nothing from
peanuts, so to speak. Pair what they're receiving.
Exactly.
So anyway, that's an exciting. But Ghana Qatar 2022. We're still watching Mega Sports. We're talking about the Black Stars of Ghana. Will the Black Stars make it to Qatar 2022? And only time will tell. It's looking most likely that we might just go through. But big talking point has always been who is our striker? Every time Ghana seems to be doing well on the international stage, there's one great midfielder, there's one great striker, and there's a goalkeeper. Perhaps goalkeeping maybe not too much of a major issue, midfielders, we're still discovering. But who is our striker? Who leads Ghana against the big games? Who is the man that one can say, a Tony Yeboah, an Asamoah Gyan, or a Peter Furikwe,
of course, yeah.
Or, who leads the line?
Yeah, it's hard to say now.
Is Jordan strong enough? That's the point I'm trying to, drive home.
Yeah.
Is he strong enough to lead the Black Stars?
He's an exceptional footballer. Jordan has a lot of ability. Yeah, sometimes one might debate that he doesn't really pull his weight. The way he plays a bit of a relaxed football. But nonetheless, he's a very, very strong player to play against. He's very skillful. Got very good technical skills in terms of his scoring abilities. He needs a bit of support. When he gets a bit separated between the striking force and the attacking midfield.
Midfield.
Yeah, he needs that element of support. So it's all down to the coach on how he enhances Jordan's ability to push us through. If we are able to link Jordan with a very good attacking midfielder who could play a bit of that point where he then picks up from, then he will then, if you look at his games when he plays for Crystal Palace, he plays almost the same way.
Similar.
Yeah. But Ghana, our issue is our wings.
We don't.
When you watch the game,
we don't actually play through the wide areas here. We don't run down through the channels.
Precisely.
And it's been a big problem for the Black Stars.
Yeah. So you wouldn't get the best out of him if you're not really playing the game that suits his type, his style of football.
All right. You just spoke about that. Let's take a bit look into the Black Star, the local league as well. This weekend was an interesting resource. Kumasi Asante Kotoko losing to their local derby, losing to King Faisal. What an exciting one it was! But let's run through the quick results after match day 6. Aduana Stars lost 3-0 to Wafa. Lions beat 11 Wonders 1-0 in Accra. Almina Sharks beat Karela 2-1 in Almina. Great Olympics drew with Bechem, also in Accra. Asante Kotoko, Kumasi Asante Kotoko played with King Faisal and they lost 3-2. So King Faisal beating Kotoko 3-2. Brekum Chelsea also lost 1-0 to Tamale R2U. And Dreams United also beat Bibiani 2-1. Ashanti Gold drew with Legon Cities. Upcoming fixtures is 11 Wonders versus Dreams on Friday, and on Saturday, Aduana Stars versus Accra Great Olympics. Bibiani plays Bechem United on Sunday, Karela Lions on Sunday, Legon Cities and Brekum Chelsea on Sundays, Tamale and Midiama also on Sunday, King Faisal Elmina Sharks on Sunday, Wafa and Ashanti Gold as well. But the most interesting resource was, Accra Kumasi Asante Kotoko losing, 3-2, 3-2 against King Faisal. Yeah. Now, we know the famous Alhaji Cruiser. Before the game, he started,
interesting character.
An interesting character. He started going on and saying that, look, he's the best in the league and he's going to beat Kotoko. Indeed, he honored his word. He beat Kotoko. Now, let me ask you, Kotoko has been winning, so far in the league they've been winning. They just lost their first game. And do you think their spirit will be damping, or you think Kotoko will come back much stronger, or, they're still in contention for the league?
Yeah, they will definitely need to come back stronger. I mean, losing at home as well.
Yeah,
it's an issue,
and it's a derby as well.
Yeah, it's a big derby as well. So yeah, they definitely need to go back, do their homework, and then come back in. Well, I'll say it's the initial style of the league. Everything can happen at this stage because everyone is trying to find their fit. Managers are also working out their formulas to see what is best suitable for their players. Definitely, fucking Faisal team will keep their form. They'll try and maintain this form and probably, win more games again. But yeah, I mean, for a team like Asante Kotoko, they will definitely need to go back in on the drawing board.
It's interesting because when you look at the table now, Kotoko after match day 6, they've got 13 points. King Faisal equally has got 13 points. And goals for, goals against is equally the same with Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Accra Folk, as we know, they're quite struggling. Accra Folk is in the bottom, but they've got 2 matches in hand. They've got matches to play, and then so they still, after those games, they probably will shoot up to the table. But are we finally beginning to see a Ghana Premier League, becoming exciting again? Last year we had one of the biggest games in Ghana for a very, very long time when the super clash between Accra Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Are we gradually seeing the revival, bring back the love slogan?
Yeah.
Is it really taking shape in our football again?
Yeah, I think I was speaking to my friend, you know Ben Nito,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we were discussing about this same. I think it's gonna get exciting this year. Of course, there's lower teams are now going to try and strengthen their team. Everyone is going in, for the rewards as well. It's definitely going to be an exciting one. You cannot really just expect the big teams to beat the small teams anymore. And this is actually good for the league. It's good for the competition.
Yeah.
Also, coming back to the Black Star, it's good for the Black Star as well, because when the league gets more exciting and the lower teams are picking up and players are picking form and shape, you create the chances of getting good players for the Black Star as well.
Talking about that, Black Stars, feeding the Black Stars from the league and getting exciting, getting going is what we want, and we also want the Ghana Premier League to be very, very solid. But beach soccer quickly, weekend, Jan Pafanka was at the Volta region where the beach soccer was being played and at Qatar. And successfully, it went really, really well in Qatar. And gradually, beach soccer is beginning to take shape again in Ghana. And I'm sure if you're a beach soccer lover and you're going to Ghana this Christmas, or you're going in the next holidays, pay a tribute to the beach soccer offices and look at the fixtures and what games they have ahead, because it's exciting when you see beach soccer. Very exciting, very different, but very exciting. But Michele, all too soon we're coming to the end of our show today, and it's been a pleasure having you here in the studios and talking about the Premiership and how insightful your thoughts are about the Ballon d'Or, especially as well.
Of course. And
I'm excited that you passed through the studios today. But Michele is also the president of
not the president, treasury.
The treasurer of men's. What's the name again?
Excellence Men's Club.
Excellence Men's Club in London. And I'm sure he's already an excellent man. You are an excellent man. You look quite excellent.
I mean, they are all watching. And,
all right. Okay.
They I'll say this.
You want to say hello to them?
Yeah. I'll say, hello, excellence men, friends for life. I mean, it's an up and coming men's club. Gentlemen's club. And we've opened our doors to new members to come in.
Okay.
It's basically men coming together to build each other together. We're all living outside Ghana and we're all here. The unity is strength.
Very important.
An organization is what you need to also improve each other. So we are looking to obviously project this club openly to London, Ghanaian men in London, gentlemen who would like to join us.
Okay.
There's a registration fee, and there's annual dues. What this entails is basically we support each other. So when you have an event or you are in any sort of situation, we'll be there to give you a shoulder to lean on. Okay,
but you look sharp in your suit, and I'm just asking. I'm just trying to find out. Is a suit a recommendation for me? If I join the club, do I need to put on a suit? Do I need to be that sharp? You look very sharp in your suit.
Well, to be excellent, you need to have a suit.
So what if I join with my batakari?
For me, we accept you.
A typical Ghana man, with my batakari.
We have no issues. I mean, hey, that's our tribe. It's part of us, so we cannot exclude that. That definitely.
Okay, all too soon. Expect passionate man. I'll be joining the excellent men, but of course I'll be joining with my kente cloth. You know where I'm from. So.
Just a quick one. Excellence Men's Club is based in London, North London. Tottenham. Whoever wants to join. We have a website. So if you go on Facebook, type in Excellence Men. We have you just drop us a message or a text. We'll get back to you.
Okay. You heard it from the treasurer. the excellence man. He's nicely suited, and you know, I think that I might join them, but I will come with my kente and with my.
You're welcome.
With my chow chow or hinima or any of them. Anyway, folks.
Your Fulani straw hats.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
And the Northerners will be representing as well.
Definitely. Everyone's welcome.
Definitely. Anyway, it's been a pleasure coming your way tonight. You know, it's always been a Monday edition. We talk about sports, and we're getting bigger and we're getting better. And this is Omega Sports, Max TV, our sister partners in Ghana. Jan Pufanga, you know, he's been all over the country organizing beach soccer and, of course, Premiership as well. So make a date with us, same time next week, Monday. We'll be right here. Happy and Merry Christmas in advance to all our viewers, and wherever you are around the world watching us from, we say Merry Christmas in advance and a prosperous New Year. We'll see you next week, Monday.
Merry Christmas.